Welcome back.
Welcome back.
To
Another.
Are we?
I don't know. You were doing a raspy voice. I didn't know.
I made myself cough. Welcome back to another episode here at Dadventurous Headquarters.
Headquarters.
Yes, it's a pretty sophisticated building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Definitely not an awkward closet under a bed.
Mm-mm.
Definitely not that.
You heard nothing.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hopefully you had a wonderful week. We're going to get back into the story here momentarily.
Hope everybody's had a good time in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Sweet. Well then, without further ado, we're going to jump right back into the story.
The crazy story.
Crazy story. Are you ready to do the recap?
I think I am.
All right, then take it away. Boom, 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 Dadventurous.
So, I set out in the morning to check out a suspicious location that I had found on a Gallows family map down in the Bridges markets. After a bit of searching around, I tracked it to a cutlery/kitchen appliance shop. Nothing too suspicious, but upon further investigation and a risky descent down past the edge of the platform of the bridges to look below, I discovered that the shop was indeed hiding something. After I caused a bit of a distraction upstairs, I managed to break my way into the shop's interior and found a stash of weapons, the weapons that the Gallows family had been manufacturing for the MMCD. Further along, there was a passageway that led to another basement across the bridges, and what I found there was rather intriguing and worrying. A secret lab that the Gallows and the MMCD had been using to test how to open rifts. They were breaking different magical items, testing different emotions, and seeing which were the most effective. And I managed to swipe a clipboard full of notes. However, as an exit distraction, things got in a bit of a tangle. I managed to open up another rift to leave them to deal with, and I made my exit. However, things didn't go exactly as planned. The enemies were closing in from both sides, so I went with the only escape option that I thought I had. I talked to a moth, and he managed to help me get away. I'm not sure where I'm going now, but I'm currently riding the moth, and, we'll see where this goes.
Yes, that we will. You find yourself clinging to the kind of almost like hairy/sticky back of a moth that you had warped to. You are flying downward at first as you look over your shoulder. The retreating scaffolding that was holding these Gallows family members and MMCD looking at you, shouting your direction, but not a care in the world as you zoom away from that at a downward angle for a moment anyway, and disappear into the fog. The wind whipping at your hair and horns, and you hear Marv pipe up your head going, "Whoa, this is crazy."
Yeah, it is. Oh, boy.
And the moth makes a soft woo-hoo noise as
I agree, buddy.
descends places. Pretty quickly, you go down into the thicker parts of the fog, this kind of in-between area below the skyline. And gets a little chilly, gets very quiet, and the moth levels out, just starts flying a direction.
Okay.
You feel the air and the mist.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to be doing in this moment?
Wait. I've been wondering this for so long, and you never, fully confirmed it. Now that I'm actually on it, I'm sure that the moth isn't a gloam spawn. it's a creature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that you're here,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. I had to make the clarification.
That being said, why don't you make an investigation check?
I've been wondering that ever since I met this thing. That is a 22.
A 22. 100% this is a creature. That is for sure. However, I will say as you're riding it, you're kind of doing a once over and you're looking around at the body, kind of the central sort of bug-like body that has tiny little feet on the bottom and that like proboscis thing that likes to pull
That likes
clothing,
to steal things.
Steal things. As you look out towards the ends of the wings with a 22, at first you probably thought it was just the width, this 20-foot creature that, you know, you haven't seen anything like this much before ever, let alone flown ever. The creature's wingtips and the edges of its moth wings, it almost looks like at first it's cutting through the fog in such a way that it's like leaving a trail behind. But as you look a little closer, you see that the edges of the wings actually kind of almost seem like they are emitting fog a little bit or cling to it somehow. There's definitely a connection between the gloam and these moths, the gloamwing moths. But it is a creature.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to make the clarification. That's cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think I've got no way to orient myself in this fog. It's quiet. It's dense.
I think at first you had an idea of like, oh, we're heading east off the direction of the scaffolding. And then pretty immediately you lost sight of everything. And then the moth, you could feel it turn and then turn again. And then another time, and you're like, I have no clue which direction I could be facing at this point.
Okay. I'd sit and wait, because I do know this thing does like to circle around, like some of the lifts and stuff. But I think I'd wait for whichever comes first. Passing by a skyscraper that's close, or like a lift. And I think I'd give it some time.
Okay.
And then if it doesn't do anything within, an amount of time, but...
Yeah, I'm going to make a roll real quick. It just kind of starts aimlessly moving through fog. Hard to tell where or if there's anything even remotely nearby. Partway through, after another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're like, we've got to be moving somewhere. Are we heading out of the city? Are we spinning in circles? It's really hard to tell. I think you do hear the moth make another sound, but this one's a little bit more fearful.
Oh.
More like a woohoo, woohoo. And it starts doing that again. And I think you kind of get this tingle at the back of your neck, this shiver. Can you go ahead and make a perception check for me?
Oh, no. That is a natural 20.
A natural 20.
Just a 20.
I think you catch wind of it. Maybe the moth had some sort of understanding too. One of the times you've seen this guy, when it was in an in-between, it was being chased by gloamspawn. And with the uptick of gloamspawn creatures lately, who knows? But most of the time we're dealing with creatures that are hovering or being down near on the ground or on the streets level, but there were some flying creatures. I think you hear a soft screech.
Oh, no.
In the fog nearby that is not from the moth. Eee!
Uh-oh.
That's my screech noise. I can't do better. Eee! There you go. And you feel, or you would have felt just the wind rush by with a nat 20, though. You actually catch sight of a dark, kind of grayish, blending in with this sort of fog and shadow and everything up here. This creature that very clearly looks like a gloamspawn, but of similar size to the gloamwing moth.
Oh.
This bat-like large creature, not quite as big as the gloamwing moth, but still big, curves by, and you catch a glimpse of its eye looking towards you guys and its sharp little foggy teeth. And it looks like it is going to swoop back around for battle.
Okay.
But with a nat 20, I will say that you see that coming, and if you wanted to do a surprise round, I would allow that.
Okay.
And then you can roll initiative.
I honestly think I'd see that, and with the kind of just reactionary, I'd draw Marv and send an Eldritch Blast to that guy.
So the double shot Eldritch Blast.
First one is 16.
16 hits.
Ooh, okay. For 7 damage.
Okay.
And
did you do it again? Good or bad? I can't tell.
I got a nat 20 again.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, so base level.
Base level is 14. Right, because I have the plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, wow. I got a 1 on the second dice. Which would be, so that would be 15 damage.
15, so plus 7, so 22 damage. As you throw out to this thing. Very quickly, these blasts go out, this kind of like boomerang slash of eldritch energy, as Marv's like, ah! And can you please now roll initiative?
Sure. That is an 8.
Okay. This thing is going to go first. As it gets hit by these eldritch blasts, it's not as soft and glidey as the moth. The moth is flying very slow, flapping its wings, but kind of quiet wings on the fog. This bat-like creature comes to a halt. It flaps its wings a lot and then starts coming back towards you in a very jerky motion, like a bat flies.
Yeah.
And it starts flying towards you. As it flies up, it is going to actually open its mouth and emit a shriek.
Oh no, not again.
And again, normally, these gloam spawn don't make noises so much, so this very muffled shriek, even though it's next to you, this very muffled shriek comes out. What you see instead is these waves of energy pushing the fog aside almost. The gloam in front of you in the mist, or pushing it out of the way, and you can almost see the force wave coming. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh boy. That's not good. Saving throw? That is a 10.
All right, you take 8 damage from getting hit by that. Okay, the moth does well and is able to keep upright and keep you on its back.
Yay! I think Mel's still very, I think the reason she got so low in the initiative order is she sent out the Eldritch Blast reactively, but is also still very much has her attention divided between fighting this thing and staying on the moth.
Yeah.
And not falling an incredible distance to the ground, so
I like it.
She's not fully there.
Okay, and the moth is able to bank away a little bit, starts to make a turn. You're going to see its wings start to glow a little bit.
Ooh.
And as they kind of flap side to side, you look out and you see this kind of foggy glow as the wings, almost like a Rorschach test. There almost looks like ink puddles moving on the moth's wings.
Oh, that's
and creating
cool.
these hypnotic wing patterns. It is going to attempt to cause a creature to become hypnotized. So this bat creature looks at the wings and its eyes grow wide and its gloomy face shifts in the mist. Has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Cool.
It unfortunately for you succeeds quite well, and is not confused. And the bat is able to kind of keep things going, and the hypnotic wing glow fades away. The glowing moth is just going to use its movement to kind of bank through another area, and I think you do, as you bank along, you do kind of see the shape of a building, but not quite enough detail to do anything about.
Okay.
It is now, I believe, your turn.
Okay. I don't like this bat thing following us. I have an idea. Since this thing is a flying creature, I don't know if this would do anything, but I hold up my hand and form it into a little fist and
nice.
Push it back towards the sky, and I would like to use my Ring of the Ram, if it's within 60 feet of me.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it had to get close for its shriek attack.
I need to make it. Ooh. So 23 to hit.
Absolutely is going to hit, of course.
And it would take 13 damage.
13, nice.
And since this is a hit, it says it's pushed 5 feet away from me.
Okay.
But I didn't know if it would debalance it. But either way.
I'll do a dex saving throw. We'll see if it causes any. I think next movement is halved for this thing. As you hit it, it kind of gets thrown off kilter. It didn't roll very well on a dex save. And so as it comes around to this thing's turn, it cannot melee reach you.
Oh.
Because of that move. It's going to roll to see if it gets its shriek back. No.
Yay.
So it is going to full double move to gain back the ground. Half its movement, you push 5 feet. Yeah, so it can still, with the double move, catch up to you guys, but it will not be able to use an action on this turn.
Yay. I'm happy about that.
The moth. I think the moth is going to make a soft little cooing noise and start to barrel roll.
Oh, no.
And it's going to kind of like make the noise again. And it's almost trying to like tell you to hold on.
Oh.
So it'll give you an advantage on a dex save here. But it is going to climb a little bit, ascend in the sky, and then go into a barrel roll. And as it goes into a barrel roll and spin, you catch a glimpse of it reaching its proboscis down and pulling out from underneath its body, like, I don't know, we'll say it's almost like a bed sheet or like a cover.
Still somebody's weighted blanket.
Yeah, like a quilted thing. And so, and it's basically trying to throw it behind it, and then it pulls it out and releases it, and this big king size quilt opens up, and it looks like it's going to try to blind the guy behind it.
Oh, I like that.
So as it spins, though, can you make a dexterity saving throw? We'll go from there. What happened now? Did you do it again?
What are my dice? What are my dice? I haven't rolled this good in forever. That's another nat 20 for a 22.
All right, so you wrap your hands around the like fuzz of the moth, and it does a full 360-degree spin, and it's like you've done this your whole life. No big deal at all. Yeah, pull your hat off.
Yeah.
And as this blanket releases behind you, you see that the bat was closing in. It was right on the tail of this moth, and this king-size blanket like opens up, and it did not succeed on its saving throw. So another blanket wraps around this bat, and it loses some of its altitude because its wings are trapped up, and it starts falling down into the mist. It rolled enough to get out of it, but it is technically your turn here. You can look down and see that it's just barely still in view beneath you.
Okay. How far away is it? That's what
it's probably about 60 feet beneath you.
Okay. Honestly, I'd Eldritch Blast it again. It's a little bit of a weirder combat thing since I'm in the air.
Yeah, you don't have movement control.
Yeah. So I would Eldritch Blast this thing. First one is a non-natural 20.
That hits.
For 14 damage.
14 damage. Wow. Okay.
And then this second one is a 22.
Also hits, obviously.
12 damage.
Dang.
Oh, good that time.
So, okay. How do you want to finish this thing?
Wait, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I think if my math is right. Yeah. 2 over.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I think with kind of like as this moth is doing the barrel roll and this bat gloam spawn starts like falling, I think as he's getting out of the blanket and we're still barrel rolling, I pull out the sword and make my 2 little slashes in the air that send out the energy blasts. And I like to think that this guy just gets out of the blanket and then is hit with these 2, like a little X across him, and he falls and poofs.
Yeah, I think he like he gets hit by those, he falls, he goes into a barrel roll downward or like a spiral, out of control. And then just about as it disappears from view, the whole thing just splits into fog. The moth lets out a loud "Woo!" victory noise.
And just go, yeah, we did it. Oh, that felt good.
And then I think at that point, as you kind of come to and the moth kind of levels out again, make a perception check, but I'm going to tell you now it's a high DC to get anything.
No, that is a 4.
Okay. You are quickly realizing as you level out, the fog is dense.
Oh.
Very, 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 very dense. You have absolutely no clue where you could possibly be.
Okay. I think noticing that, can I climb a little closer to this guy's head?
If you want to do a dexterity saving throw.
I don't know if I want to do a dexterity saving throw. I want to see if I can steer this thing, but I don't know where we'd go.
I mean, you could try to make an animal handling check and see if you could exert any sort of control over it.
Yeah, I think noticing that this fog is getting really dense, I think Mel would probably
pat the thing.
Pat its back as a kind of like, hey, pay attention to me. And I think, I want to see if I can try to, at least I know which direction we came from, in a way. Like,
I think with the low perception check, I don't know that you do.
Here, I would like to make an animal handling check.
Okay, you're going to be doing it at disadvantage.
I figured. That is an 11.
I think you go to tap on it and it makes a cooing noise, and I think you have that realization that we just talked about. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, okay. In your head, you're like, yeah, I'll get control over this. Marv's like, we gotta steer this thing, etc. And then you kind of get in position like you're gonna steer it, and this realization hits you that you don't even know where Mirelight direction is. It could be honestly any which direction, and I think you kind of ease back and understand that there's a certain amount of it has often liked to be near the city, so it will probably
go back there eventually. I think Mel's definitely, like, upon realizing that, just goes, probably should have thought this through.
And with that thought in your head, the moth goes into a sharp bank turn, as if it's like circling. And as it starts to bank around, it's like, oh, did we just fully spin around? It starts to slow down. And I think as it starts to slow down, you see that there is this kind of shape appearing out of the mist here.
Oh.
And this kind of tall spire. As you kind of look down, if for our listeners, think very art building, like you might find in, like, for example, the Space Needle is a good example, or like the tower in Las Vegas that looks similarly. A building that is artistic in nature. It doesn't serve a function
to be that way,
but it's for the skyline view. You come into this view of this tall spire and this kind of very, very wide octagonal shape platform building sitting near the top of it. The spire continues up to the top, but as you kind of like go around, it's basically like imagine a kebab stick, and at the top there's like a little plate about an inch down from the top, and then there's still a little pokey bit at the top type of idea.
Okay.
So, and this moth starts circling around, and you can see that there is kind of one section of it that is completely pulled apart, ruined, whatever, it's open. And the moth banks down in and softly lands inside of this building.
Wait.
Or like on the edges of this building.
So, is this octagonal thing a platform or is it a room?
It's a room.
It's a room.
But one side of it is like blown out worn down, hard to tell. It's open. Maybe the moth dug it out. You don't know.
Mm.
It's basically like a landing platform. So as you land, you
Okay.
find yourself essentially on like a makeshift balcony of a room. And the room on the inside, as you see, it's really weird because normally when you're in Mirelight, the fog exists, the mist is everywhere, the gloam. But when you go inside, there's sort of like, it's there, but
Thin.
it usually kind of gets lessened out where people are and where people are living and things like that. And the only other place you've seen that's kind of like what you're seeing now is the upper levels of Hazetown where people aren't actually living.
Or you mean the scrape? Or sorry, the skyline?
No.
Hazetown?
Hazetown, the ground level versus the caves underneath.
Oh.
The ground level where all those like decoy houses were for the ogres that were
Mhm.
faking doom, gloom, and destruction. The fog was really dense and thick. This is in a building where there's almost no difference in the outside atmosphere and the interior atmosphere.
Oh.
As you land. It is just as thick with fog on the inside of this building.
Okay.
But the moth lands and kind of shifts its body a little bit to kind of gesture for you to get off.
Yeah, I think I'd hop off
Okay.
at that.
And your feet land down on this kind of marble floor, very decorative, and you're in this building. And the
Okay.
moth kind of settles to resting on the edge. It can't really fit fully in the entrance to this building. Like it could maybe wedge itself in, but it kind of lives on this little platform, almost like a nest.
Okay. I think I turn to it and I pull my hat back out of my pocket and put it back on my head and say, "Well, thanks for the ride.
Mhm.
That was interesting for both of us."
And its little proboscis like reaches down under its belly and pulls out your old hat and holds it out to you.
I take it.
And then it reaches up and it tries to grab
I
your
grab
other
my own hat.
And it cocks its head all confused like
Oh, wait, hang on. Let me look, actually. Because I really like this guy. Have anything of, like, can I... Looking at the stuff that he's had, does he seem to prefer like, clothing and, like, textiles specifically?
Make an
or, like,
insight check.
18?
I think as he's sitting there, he's kind of resting a little bit. You can get a better view of the underside of his body where he's got all these things tucked up. He's got so many little leggies, and a bunch of them are like holding or moving around a bunch of items. It all appears to be clothing or items that people would have worn, well-worn items,
Okay.
especially, yeah.
I don't think I have anything for him. I think I take as he is giving me this, I think I just take a look at my old hat. I'd sigh at my old hat, but I think I'd hand it back to him.
Okay,
And
because
say-
you've upgraded.
Yeah, keep it.
It kind of like, "Ooh," and reaches out, grabs the hat, and tucks it back under its belly, holds it there.
But I'm wondering if I can negotiate this. I point, if I can see it, towards my boot that he stole.
Yeah.
And I think I'd take off the old boot that I've been wearing as a
I
replacement.
forgot about this.
And kind of make a gesture between the two.
Roll, you can do advantage, but roll an animal handling check or persuasion check I would allow too.
15 for persuasion?
15? Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. And I think it like reaches under its belly, grabs the wrong pair of boots and holds them out,
Mm-mm.
tries again, pulls out your boots
Thank you.
and hands them to you, and then takes this boot and tucks it back under. Very strange creature.
I think after that I put back on my boot and give it a nod and say, "Thanks, bud.
Yeah. Marv pipes
see
up.
ya." And then I think I just back into the room.
Yeah. Marv pipes up and he's like, when I died by getting absorbed, sucked into, demolished, disintegrated by a portal, I thought that would be the weirdest thing I ever saw. Does not seem to be the case after today.
No, it does not. I kind of like him though.
Yeah, he's kind of cool.
All right. What is this place? I think I'd take a look around.
Yeah, as you go to look around, you see. Well, make an investigation check.
As a 15?
15. Okay. So you start walking into the room with 15 again, like marble floors, and like this section is all busted up and rubbly, and the ceiling caved in and everything. Like you don't exactly know what caused that part of it, but the moth has clearly made himself like a little platform home out here.
Yeah.
So you kind of climb over this rubble a little bit, and you get over to this covered section. Again, the fog is still dense on the inside here, but you start walking forward, and it's like marble floors, metal walls, like brass and stone and things like that. But you start seeing that there's sort of these pedestals all around this kind of central cylinder. It almost looks like the central cylinder is the shape of the whole spire that came up.
Oh, okay.
Like, so it's cylinder is maybe not the right word. It's like a column.
Yeah.
And like, as you can imagine what you saw at the top of the building, that's the pointy spire thing.
Okay. Are there windows around here, or is it just...
Yeah, the whole edges of the building, except for where the moth has blown out, is all windows.
Okay.
Now, granted, they're probably completely saturated, fogged up, cracked, terrible, but yes, it was windows.
This is an old place.
Mm-hmm. And so as you walk up to like these pedestals, a lot of them are all like busted up and hard to see. It's very old.
Yeah. I want to see if there's any like things written on them, or like...
Yeah, I think with a 15 you start to look around, and then you get to the edge of one, and you just see this kind of the beginnings of the top part of it. The rest of it's kind of ruined, but you can maybe start piecing together with different things. And it says the listening tower on it.
Oh.
On a little thing. And it's showing the building you're in wearing headphones. But that's all you get on that thing. Yep.
Okay. Wearing headphones. All right. Are these pedestals, like, from what I can tell, are they like, like something you'd place something on? Is it like...
No, it's more like a sign pedestal.
Like a sign.
Like at a museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, like, there's probably places that would evoke a feeling in you from Mirelight where, like, this is like an exhibit type of a building.
Okay. I think after that, I'd probably look around. Yeah, I guess. Mel's intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
I'd look around, and I think I'd want to see if I can find like a stairway down around this room, but just as a generic, like, again, check to see if there's any like items hidden in the rubble, if there's something.
Yeah. You're a detective. You're starting to figure all this stuff out. I'll let you do an investigation with advantage.
Okay.
Tell me what you get.
Advantage. I'm glad I got that. That is a, admittedly still not good. That is an 11.
An 11. It's not like it's not useful, but in terms of like items, you're not finding anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You start walking around, and I think you go around this column in the central part of the room. And I think even with an 11, I think you get to the back, and you see that there is kind of a, like, two big metal doors that are on the side, pushed into the wall, and then kind of like a desk kiosk thing on this one side that you see as well.
Okay.
And sitting on top of that desk kiosk thing is a glass case, and inside of that glass case is like stand after stand after stand after stand of nothing except one single pair of headphones.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I think I'd look at this, and is the glass case like liftable at all, or is it in like locked?
It does not appear to be locked. It looks like it's just a display case.
Okay. I think I would see if I can open it.
Okay, yeah.
You
can open it. It's not locked.
I'd take out the headphones.
Yeah, you pull out these headphones, interesting thing you've probably not used like this. There's music, there's things like that. There's these magical artifacts that Brixie makes and things that will play music, but you kind of have an understanding of what these are. These are to go over ears.
Yeah.
And I think as you're pulling those out too, you see at the bottom of this like display case, there's the text that reads on the bottom that says, "Listen to the sounds of the city."
Okay, I think I'd very hesitantly put them on over my ears, make sure like my horns don't intersect at all, but
yeah,
they're
just headphones.
They're just headphones.
As you pull them out, you see that there's a little cord dangling from one side.
Okay. I put it back in the case. Mel investigates things. This is intriguing. This is a place she hasn't been. So I think I'd do a quick once over of the desk if I find anything in there.
Yeah, go ahead and make that another investigation check.
15?
Another 15, yeah. Yeah, you actually see most of it's pretty kind of dense and condensated and not very good shape. But you do see a drawer. You pull the drawer open, and inside you see this laminated, because lamination I think would last for a long time.
Yeah.
Laminated sheet, like kind of a wide sheet of paper, and it has some more information on it. It says the Listening Tower at the top, and it shows this cartoony drawing of the building you're in with a bunch of lower buildings around it, and then some skyscrapers on one side of kind of this art.
Okay.
And it goes into this description of like the Listening Tower. Listen to the sounds of the city. And it describes this column, the spire you're in, being something that goes down under the ground and listens to the geoseismic sort of sounds that a city would make.
Oh.
And it's not actually like a chamber or anything down there, but it's something that they built down, and they got to like the foundations stones of this old Mirelight, part of the city. And it has like little images of like, I can hear people, having a good time. And it shows people dancing. It's like, I can hear the sounds of, busy days. And it shows like these car vehicles driving and stuff like that. And it's just people being like, whoa, listen to the sounds of the city. And it shows all these people with headphones around this central column with these pedestals.
Interesting. I think I'd put it back. And I think I'd leave that, and I'd go over to these doors. Mel's probably at this point getting back to the city is a secondary, why am I blanking on the term? Secondary priority right now. Cuz I think she'd go through the doors that you mentioned if I can, and
as you approach them, they are two smooth metal doors, and there doesn't appear to be a handle or anything like that. There is a button next to them.
Knowing how this stuff like works, I'd press the button. I'm not necessarily expecting it to work, but
you press the button, absolutely nothing happens whatsoever. This is long dead.
I technically have a crowbar.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think I'd just wedge it into the doors.
With advantage, why don't you make me an athletics check because of your crowbar power?
The 14?
I think with a 14, you were able to pry it in there. You push. Marv's like, come on, kid, you got it. And you push, and you hear this like groan and creak, and you're able to get your fingers in there, and you're able to pull pretty wide, enough to like get your head in, and enough to see, just like that secret lab actually you just saw that had a hole in the ground that went to nothingness. There is a hole in the ground that goes down into fog and nothingness.
Oh.
This is an old elevator shaft, and the elevator is nowhere in sight, and you are quite high up. And so as you look down that way too, can you make a perception check for me?
Sure. No, I can't. That's 5.
Okay. Yeah, you see nothing but fog, and I think even with the 5, you do hear sounds down low of like groans and shrieks and ominous noises. Yeah. gloam spawny type noises.
Yeah.
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 So
You know that creepy sound effect that you always get in a video game when
it's
you're in
like
the
whispering.
sewers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I didn't find any other exits, did I?
Nope.
Honestly, I think Mel would be like, this is the best chance I got for getting out of this place.
The giant hole in the ground?
There's not another way out of here, is there?
There's a big one. He's got to be better convincing.
What?
Moth is still chilling.
Yeah, the moth's still chilling, but
I'm just telling you what you see is a giant hole in the ground, so I'm not really sure how you would get down. There's not even like cables or a ladder or anything.
is it, I guess here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
For an elevator shaft,
Uh-huh.
they usually have like stuff on the sides. Like, I don't know if there is, but
I
like,
will tell you that you sure could try, but this is not like a normal building. You are on the floor that exists.
That's true.
It's just, you know what I mean? So it's like the next stop is the ground level in theory.
I'd pull back from the elevator doors.
Okay, they slide to a close
Oh, okay.
as you let go of pressure.
Yeah, I'd put away my crowbar. I think with that, I'd grab the that little like laminated information sheet. Before I do anything else, I would take a final look around the room.
Okay.
I might have an idea otherwise, but I want to do a full check over.
Okay. You can have advantage again with your investigation, looking around the room, looking at the pedestals, looking at stuff all the way around.
Wow.
Did you do it again?
Yeah, with advantage.
Yep.
I rolled a 20 on one dice and a 10 on the other one.
Nice.
For a 25.
So with your nat 20 again, I think you look at this laminated sheet once more and you're like, okay, you're seeing it's not really like a map so much as like a decorative picture, but as you're looking at it, it's showing like directions on it. And it probably has like, west from here, 10 miles is, downtown Mirelight, stuff like that. And so it gives you enough of a descriptor that you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see that from this direction that I'm facing,
there's the
west might be that way, type of idea.
Yeah.
So it gives you a base level. But I think also, again, you see the image of the people wearing the headphones on a nat 20. They're wearing the headphones. They're standing around the central column, and they're individually at all of these little pedestals, standing there kind of like listening to the sounds of the city.
Okay.
And so you notice that and you're like, oh, okay, with an nat 20, maybe these headphones, like you could listen into the sounds of the city or something like that. But you also have an idea of where west is.
Okay.
With a nat 20.
I think I'd pocket the sheet.
Okay.
And I'd grab the headphones out of their case again.
Okay.
You said the cord was dangling, but was it broken or is it just...
No, it's just like wrapped up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd probably, with that and seeing that they're on the podiums, I'd go forward with the headphones and see if there's like a spot to like plug it in, I guess.
Yeah, and I think as you do look at the pedestal, you do see that like kind of at the top and the back there is a spot to plug it in, kind of to a little auxiliary cord.
Stick it in, and I'd put the headphones on. I think Mel's has seen enough of like magical gadgets and things to know relatively how this would work, but it's still weird.
And I think it's interesting because I think it's almost like this thing that was built is not doing its job because of electricity or power or anything like that. It's how it was architecturally made.
Oh.
It like goes down. And I think maybe you see that like the steel structures of this thing go down and connect to metal poles that run underneath the city. Like it is actually getting vibrations. It is getting, different sounds from these different areas. And I think depending on the way it moves through the air, you get different sounds. But right away, it's kind of the soft, nice sounds of kind of soft little noises. There's no pattern to them. They're noises of all different signs. And then you kind of start thinking about it a little bit and you're like, oh, okay, this kind of sounds like people moving.
Okay.
And so you're getting the idea that like, okay, is this like going west into the city, it's showing all these sounds coming your way. It's like maybe this is even like maybe the mud market.
Okay.
And then it shifts again, and you start hearing these sounds of like clang, clang,
Oh.
clang, clang. And you're like, okay.
Is that the forge?
This is like Hazetown and like the forge and Thunker and all that stuff. And then it cuts again, and you hear these like grinding gear noises. You hear kind of like machinery, and you're like, okay, Merkborough. I'm starting to like get an idea of what's happening here. And then when it gets to the fourth kind of feeling, this kind of thing is like, oh, in your brain, you're like, maybe it's going to go to the skyline, but then that wouldn't make sense.
Because it's up.
That's up. And as you're kind of looking at the lamination thing, you see a couple different routes where it's like, oh, okay, it's heading this way and that way and this way. It's like downtown or like Market District, like it's this old world section of Mirelight. And then it shows like the tower where you are and the surrounding grounds. And so as this kind of weird audio thing starts happening, it is closing in on the tower and the grounds where you are. And the most shrill squeal feedback noise you've ever heard blasts into your ears to the point where you can make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. No, I can't. That was a... no, that's an 8.
An 8. You are going to take... It's minor, but you are going to take 2 points of sonar damage as you rip the headphones off.
Yeah.
And you have that high-pitched ringing in your
I
ears.
just go, ow, 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 that was loud.
And as that happens and you hear that thing, can you make an insight check or investigation with Marv's boost, as we have done in the past?
Oh.
The D6 from Marv.
So investigation would be a D6?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Ooh, I rolled a 5. That was good. So a 19.
So 19. This is the thing you are hit with here. You realize, like, as you were hearing the other sounds, you're like, oh, sounds of the city, the emotions of the city, stuff like that, like people working and stuff. You kind of felt good about those other sounds. Mud Market, it's like, oh, people together, rebuilding the Mud Market, whatever, Hazetown, everyone, this community, familiarity. Getting here, that is like the feeling, that pain in your ear, that guttural shriek feedback noise. If a rift had a sound, that would be it.
Okay.
And so I think with that insight too, although you are in a peaceful place,
this is not.
You understand that at ground level, wherever it is that you are, would be extremely dangerous.
Okay.
Yep.
I think with that kind of like, ringing still in my ears, I think I'd unplug the headset and just kind of dump it back in the case and go, that was not pleasant.
Marv pipes up and he's like, no, and I get the feeling we got to see if we can get out of here.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
All right. And I think with
Mhm.
that, actually,
Oh.
we're going to leave the episode.
Oh.
Because we're at time, and it seems like a good enough time. We'll work on convincing the moth next week. But you got this kind of like intense feedback, pain in your ears, this thing where as you're kind of looking out at this listening tower and the city, I think it's sort of this reiteration that something is very, very wrong with
the gloam.
The gloam and the outskirts of Mirelight and things of that nature.
Okay.
And so we'll continue that next week. We will. We'll see what happens with old Mel and a moth.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment. We always like that. And we'll see you next week.
We will see you on
Dad Venturous.
Bye.